I've been thinking.
Wonders never cease. Please, do enlighten me.
I mean, if I've been cloned so many times, I must have all the knowledge of my every iteration in me somehow, right?
Up to the limitation that your current chronology of memory transfers allow, yes. But that is still a very limited scope.
I feel like there's more to unlock in there. Sometimes I'm not sure what's my real past and what's a dream.
Memory transfers are not a precise science. It might be a blessing that you do not recall each and every horrible deed your alternative selves have committed.
Pango. I'm at the Coalition shop. I don't really have the time to hang around and wait for this guy to show up.
I don't expect you to. If you would kindly dock with the shop, I could attempt to penetrate their database and extract a triangulation of their client's approach and drop locations. You must act as a decoy while I initiate a security override.
You need me to provide a distraction.
Stall for time, make small talk, and I'll be able to hack their network via your systems.
I suppose I'm not being given a say in this.
Welcome to the Coalition store. What can I do you for?
Just keep them occupied while I link to their systems in the background.
Yeah. Do you stock beans here by any chance?
We got beans of all varieties. What's your pick?
Oh, well, what are my choices?
Well, we got pinto beans and refried beans and garbanzo and black beans. Then there's your standard beans and your kidney beans, white and red.
Any other types?
Well, we got stocks of the less popular fava, mung beans, anasazi, lima, flageolet, haricot.
Keep them talking. I'm nearly through.
Wow, that is quite a selection. Or is there more?
Look, are you seriously interested in purchasing beans, or are you just in the business of hearing me listen off names of beans?
Oh, I am all into beans, all right. In fact, I'm in the market for a few crates to keep the crew back on base happy. I just need to find the right sort.
Because we also got your standard soybeans, then there's a lentil and pea varieties.
Ooh, do tell me more.
Well, your green lentil is regarded as a bean and is pretty versatile.
I'm through. I have the flight records I need.
Great. Let me consider my options, and I'll get back to you. Thanks.
Damn time waster.
You got the location of your client?
An approximation. The data I read indicates that he has spent most of his time just inside the Drake system, transferring coordinates to you.
What can you tell me about this guy?
Only that he is a somewhat secretive individual who appears to be avoiding his debtors. He goes by the moniker Ghost.
Well, with a name like that, he surely doesn't want to be found.
I learned that he had accumulated some sizable losses at the gambling tables. Although he did pay hard creds for the mainframe disruptor and attempted no trickery. I had informed him that the device was as yet largely unproven, but he seemed intent on field testing it for himself.
I guess the guy at least sounds reasonable. Let's hope he's willing to do business. This guy picked a hell of a place to hide out. Hell being the operative word. If there's someone calling himself Ghost in the area, could you please open a channel? Valiant Pango sent me. I'd like to discuss some trade. No answer. Could this really be the right place? I mean, who would stay here?
There is the faintest signal of a life form below the surface. I cannot locate the exact position, but allow me to point you in the general direction.
Okay, let's check it out. Hey, what's going on here? I just came to talk. Stop this immediately if you care about your turrets. All right, you leave me no choice. Have it your way.
There is movement of a life sign. Caution advised.
Look, if you're even listening, I'm not here to fight. Pango sent me. I need the mainframe disruptor you bought from him. It's important.
One can only assume from the lack of response, not least the name of this individual you seek, that he does not wish to communicate. But it is also probable that he is not even here, and the life sign I am registering is a native species.
Stop this. Lives hang in the balance. Please, take my word for it. I need that device to stop a war from breaking out.
The life sign has moved again.
Let's see if we can coax him out of his hole.
bounty.
Wait, no, I'm here on a friendly visit. Hang on, are we even talking about the same person?
The deadbeat who calls himself Ghost. Who else would come out this far to dodge what he owes?
Yeah, well, interesting story, but I'm gonna have to ask you to hold off until I've had a word with him first. A private matter. Besides, I was here before you.
Our business takes precedence. Back off or we open fire.
It always comes to this. A little courtesy and understanding could prevent so much violence.
You didn't leave these goons here, did you? Or should I thank you for the intervention? Either way, you being here gives me the time to get the jump on them.
Ah, so you're Ghost. I don't think I led these guys here, just bad timing. But you and me really need a word.
Yeah, I heard you earlier. I got the disruptor, but to be honest, I don't know you from Adam. Who are you anyway?
I'm a guy on a very important mission.
Well, guy, you want to talk, you help me get out of this alive.
There's quite a lot of these jerks. You must owe a fortune to warrant such a mob.
My unlucky shake at the tables was no accident. Or manufactured. I was set up, is what I'm saying. The cards were manipulated. Just keep them busy while I prepare my grand entrance. If we're to trust each other, you need to tell me your real name.
Actually, it really is Adam. Adam Roslin.
Adam Roslin? I lost happily at poker to a guy with that name years back. But I saw him die.
Well, could have been me then. But, I kind of have a complicated family tree.
Anyway, I have the mainframe disruptor. I've been fine-tuning it out here. Let's test it out on these goons. Bring down their shields so I can disable their crafts.
Just bring down their shields?
Yep, and let me do the rest. That's the way to do it. Technological wizardry is this? last of them.
Can we dock and have that word now?
Seeing as you were help, I should hear you out.
So I'll be needing that mainframe disruptor. I'm willing to pay.
No can do. This really isn't about the creds. With my hideout gone, it's the only ace I got left, so sorry. The device stays with me.
Pango tells me you were straight up with him in trade. Let me ask you a few things. Where do you stand with G&B?
Can't stand him.
You know of Oscar Blakemore?
An absolute maniac.
What if I was to tell you that he's about to trigger a conflict with the Okar, which will end up jeopardizing every colonial settler in the cluster?
Sounds like his MO, all right. At least the man I know from reputation.
Well, it's for that I need the disruptor. I intend to ground his mining fleet.
A bold move. Alone?
Well, maybe not. I got someone on the inside, but I could use any help I can get. And you seem like a competent person in possession of the tools I need. I could also offer you a place you could temporarily lay low.
It's a noble cause. I suppose it's one I could get behind, and I got nowhere else to go right now. Count me in.
Look, Ghost, is that your real name?
Quentin Briggs, but I really prefer Ghost. It's how I operate.
Okay, Ghost. If I take a chance on you, I don't want to end up regretting it.
You won't. But if you want this disruptor to work on larger mining craft, we'll need to find some way to reduce the cooldown between bursts. This thing needs specific tuning. Pango didn't get that far in development.
I got someone who can take a look at it. Let's meet at my base and I can introduce you to the others.
Hey, I can trust you, right?
I don't leave my people behind. Come on, I don't have time to lose. Hive, patch me through to the Commissioner. I better keep her appraised. Hawk, I have a mainframe disruptor which might turn the tables in our favor. I've seen it in action, and it does what it says on the box, but it needs some modifications to reduce the time it needs between uses.
That is positive news. I have received intel that the G&B elite squad are in the Byron system, quite far off, leaving Vesna with little more than automated defenses. So if there was ever a time to strike, now would be it.
I wonder what the elites are doing so far from home. Okay, any idea on how to proceed?
There are a number of mining vessels on the surface. Once you disable them, Tammy can get you access to the interior hangars in order to destroy their Viridium drills and other mining equipment. I must demand that you prevent casualties. These are innocent miners.
Of course. Understood.
Once you have knocked out their operational capacity, I will make my appearance and read the Riot Act.
That will be a moment to see.
Listen, Adam. I've spoken with the emissary and he is running out of options to quiet the drums of war in the Okar camp. I can't stress the urgency of our actions much more.
I get how critical all of this is. I won't let you down.
Delia, Ben, guys, I'm heading back to base with company. I'll be able to offer a full briefing once I'm there.
It would be about time you dropped off Eduardo. Kala is very anxious to see him.
He's safe and sound on board. I'll also need Ben to take a look at a disruptor device I picked up. I'll be there shortly.
Hey, everyone. I'd like to introduce you to Ghost.
Pleasure to meet you all. Nice to see some pretty faces for a change.
He is in possession of a mainframe disruptor, which we were hoping to use to ground the G&B mining fleet. The idea is to cause enough chaos on the Vesna mining colony so that Blakemore can't move on the Comet and Commissioner Hawk can stage a lawful intervention. Ghost and I need to do this ASAP, while the elite squad are out of the system. It'll be a quick in and out operation with only automated defenses to worry about.
Sounds audacious.
Audacious is my middle name, sweetheart.
You call me sweetheart one more time, and I'll...
Oh, yeah, okay, so, I should explain, Ghost. Delia here is quite handy with a tranq dart gun, so I would stay on her good side.
Wait! None of this clarified anything for me. Catch me up here, I'm still really confused.
Our operation is about protecting the people who live in the DMZ, Alec, including your whole family. If war breaks out, a lot of people would die, and all just to make Blakemore more powerful and untouchable.
Okay, I can agree that sounds bad.
I took a look at that disruptor, and it seems I'll be able to tweak the cooldown without a problem. Not entirely sure for how long it could keep a ship demobilized, however.
Thanks, Ben. I'd like to ask you all to stay on high alert while we carry this mission out. Keep an eye out for G&B scouts. I'm not quite sure whether they know where we are, but we need to keep a low profile anyway. They appear to be stretched thin, but they're not a spent force yet.
I believe the majority of us here want to see crisis diverted. Thank you, Adam, for your efforts.
This will all be over soon enough. I'm pretty confident of that.
Hey, Ben. If there's any reassurance I can offer? After all you've done for me, you should know that I got your back. I just don't relish the idea of something happening to you before I get a chance to repay you. I would never expect anything in return between friends. And, about the whole clone thing? It's all good, Adam. Relax. Yeah, I was surprised, but I had a good think about it. It doesn't change my view of you in any way. I've already got Eduardo up and running again, Cal is happy, and Delia has a good handle on base management at this stage. That's all very encouraging to hear.
You came. Let me introduce you to my father, Professor Bernard Lefrere.
Please, first names. Can't have such formalities with the man who saved my life. It is an honor to meet you, young man.
The pleasure is mine.
I am ever indebted to you for rescuing me from the clutches of those poor maniacs. You know, you bear the striking resemblance of a subject for dissection I once made. It must be my age, my memory playing with me.
Yeah, I get that a lot. So, you made a full recovery? How did you manage that?
My colleagues worked diligently to reverse the effects of the dark energy which bombarded my mind, and found a way to accelerate recovery by using subsonic wavelengths.
Interesting.
That's why we asked you here. We think we can do the same for the Redeemers. We can save them from their madness. But we would need your help.
Oh, well, I am approached for a lot of favors, you know.
Undoubtedly, because you are such a competent person. It speaks well for your character.
Okay, give it to me straight. What are you planning?
My father's team has developed a device which can funnel these dark energy blocking wavelengths and transmit them over short distances.
So to say, we have developed an infrasound burst missile which, if delivered within range of a Redeemer, can disrupt their link with the ancient curse which has them in their grip. We need someone brave enough to go back into their territory, confront them up close, and give them a therapeutic dose of this infrasound frequency.
They were all just normal people once. I suppose they deserve a second chance.
I told you he was a good man with a good heart, Father.
Does this mean you will assist us in this vital work?
That would seem the right thing to do.
Bravo! Your kindness in this matter is to be commended. Meet me near the Redeemer base, and we will begin our work.
What? You're coming too? This might be dangerous, Bernard.
I know the risk. I have seen the darkness. All the more reason I must be there to calibrate the device and bring salvation to those poor souls. I will meet you there.
Thanks, Adam.
Aren't you a little worried that your father's throwing himself back into jeopardy again?
No, because I know he has you at his side.
Establish that encrypted link to our guy on the inside. Hey, Tammy, you read me?
I've been briefed by the Commissioner and I'm standing by. You know what to do?
We'll tackle the surface fleet first, and then you'll let us into the hangars. And, it's nice to hear your voice again. At least now I can act like myself around you.
We need to act quick. I think security might be onto me. I'm worried they might suspect me after your last visit, and that my movements have been monitored.
I understand. The Commissioner will be here shortly, and you'll be in safe hands.
We're under attack! Scanning intruders! Yeah, party time! Fire away!
Hey, take it easy. The objective here is to ground the mining fleet, but we don't want to hurt any civilian miners. They've got nothing to do with this.
I'm good with that. You just bring down the shields and I'll do the rest. I have my suspicions who you're working for.
You'll find out soon enough.
Oh, you want to play the hero? But I know you're no better than any mercenary. Name your price.
I will not even entertain the idea.
All right. If only I could harness that loyalty and obedience from you also. There's that Roslyn name again. You guys certainly get around.
I can't get into it right now. can only do one at a time, but this is still doable.
It's a cinch. On to the next.
At least if there's anyone on board, it's a soft landing.
We have detected the activities of a saboteur.
They're onto us. Better hurry this up before they can mobilize. It's a good thing the elite squad aren't here.
Hey man, don't be tempting fate by even mentioning their name. That's a jinx.
Well, jinx or not, Blakemore probably has got eyes on us now. We best watch out.
sent some GMB for the codes to remove the malware, right?
No, that wasn't the plan, actually. But why don't you just transfer me those codes in case we need a bargaining chip?
I don't really see the benefit of this exercise if we're not squeezing them for every cred they got.
The greater good? Hey, I really had no idea you had ulterior motives in all this.
Come on, aren't we all in it for the filthy lucre at the end of the day?
This is really not a good time to start arguing about all this. Why don't we just pick up this discussion later?
Hey, I'm kidding around, right? Lighten up.
Mining terminal. Heading to asteroid 8235.
Do you really believe that this pathetic demonstration will hinder my plans?
Blakemore, you know perfectly well what will happen if you go after that comet.
Who do you think you are to intrude in our affairs? Ordering mining fleet to override safety mechanisms for immediate launch. Yes, sir!
With the disruptions to the mainframes, the ships will be unable to launch with success. They will very likely crash.
Hive, see if you can get me to broadcast directly to the miners' channel so we can warn them.
Their channels are blocked.
You just ordered innocents to their deaths. Those miners had nothing to do with the politics involved.
If you become a pawn, you become part of the game. Once they signed the G&B contract, they signed away their right to exist beyond what I tell them to do. Dude, I really want to kill this guy now.
We'll let the commissioner take care of him her way. Right now, we need to concentrate on making sure that fleet stays grounded. And for that, we need to get inside and destroy their equipment. Okay, Tammy, we've disabled the mining craft. Can you get us in so we can wreck the Viridium mining drills?
I've opened the first door for you, but I'm not sure what more I can do. They're on to me. My clearance has been revoked. Looks like my time is up.
We need to get you out of there right away, before they get their hands on you. Ghost, can you manage an extraction and bring Tammy safely back to base?
You got it. Tammy, get to the dock ASAP.
Sorry your cover got blown, Tammy.
At least I got to do some damage beforehand. Was the moment I'd been waiting for.
There's not much more I'll be able to do.
I would suggest deploying a drone, since you have favored them so much of late.
Well, nothing works better for getting into those unreachable places.
To admire your ingenuity to an extent. You're not so different from my Rosalind at all.
Admit it, Blakemore. Seeing your plans go up in smoke must sting a little.
A small setback. All this equipment, miners included, can be replaced in a short time.
did the job. These vents are an obvious flaw in their security setup.